Welcome to Vitamin B with Mohana. This is where we help you take control of your well-being. My guest today is Shruti Jain. Shruti's amazing and incredible fitness actually ended up with such a positive aspect of her life, which is completing a marathon when she was pregnant. Yes, it can be done. Shruti, being an expert in the prenatal as well as postnatal care for maternity and an amazing yoga teacher and instructor, is here with us today to share her guidance on how couples and women particularly can take great care of their health and fitness during the entire journey of maternity.
Women lost the wisdom of birth. Women are kicking in labor or screaming and yelling. Birth doesn't happen like this. Have you ever seen a cat litter?
Yeah.
If you try to watch it, its labor will stop, the cat will move places. And I ran till the day I gave birth.
The conversation I've had with my mother, she said till the last day she went to work, she had to take 2 buses one way, come back, and actually movement keeps you fit.
It's very important to understand that birth requires preparation. The best time to start exercising when you are pregnant is before you got pregnant, if not today. Pregnancy is a time when women need to be celebrated, they need to be pampered, they need to be loved.
The interesting thing is a lot of us don't listen to our body. It's always talking to us, right? Giving us signs.
Most people think household work is sitting in front of the kitchen and assembling food together. That's not enough. Research now says giving birth is like running a marathon. When you are connecting with your baby at the womb level, they know they are loved.
And every energy matters to your birthing experience finally.
Absolutely, right? If you need to carry something really heavy, you need strength in your body, right? And then why don't we do strength training in pregnancy? So a big part of the preparation is, I think, information, understanding what labor is.
More and more women are having breastfeeding challenges.
Okay, I want to have normal delivery. I have a great doctor. My doctor will give me normal delivery. Because you don't realize that the mother has to do all the work.
So sit back, relax, and join me in this amazing learning session and incredible topics that we have at hand that's going to make a difference to everyone's lives that are involved in the journey of maternity at Vitamin B with Mohana. I'll see you there. Hi Vitamin B community. We have always been very bullish about your health and your well-being. And I'm super happy today to be launching the very first merchandise which I know will make a difference to each one of us, which is the Vitamin B Granola. This granola has been in the making for over 2 years now, with our core team having it on a daily basis. So we felt it was important to spread the awareness and ensure each one of you has the opportunity to taste it and improve your health. Get your first pack, order now, and we are available in Namma Bengaluru, where we have a number of customers who have already promised us and validated that this product is truly nutritious. So check out the comments box where you have an opportunity to place your order in the link provided, or reach us on Instagram DM to get your first bag of Vitamin B Granola. I'll see you soon. Stay tuned, be healthy, and be confident. Hi, Shruti. It's wonderful to have you at Vitamin B with Mohana.
Hi, Mohana. So nice meeting you. I can't believe this actually happened. When you reached out to me, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. Life is so hard. But I know. I think I should give credit to my husband for pushing me to do this.
Oh, that's such a nice way to start, right? It's great. So just so we understand and help our viewers sort of understand, you are now postpartum, 7 months, 9 months?
9 months.
9 months. And you have a little boy.
I have a 9 month at home.
So I think it's wonderful, right? Because I have a sister who's also a postnatal, prenatal, yoga teacher and an expert in that space. So I completely understand, what the rigmarole is, right? So, and you are also someone who's an expert in this space. So how has life been so far for you after you had the baby?
I'll take the liberty to say this, Mona. This is my first child, so I was like, I can't believe I've been teaching this. I feel like a fraud because I don't even, I didn't even know how hard it was until I, I'm still in the thick of things, right?
Yeah.
And now my compassion for this topic or for this subject or for this space has only become threefold because it's hard, Mohana, but it's also like the minute you talk about my child, I'm like all.
Yeah, that's what they always say.
Yeah.
So why is it hard? Like, how did women do this before, right? Of course, they were part of a community like 30, 40 years back. I wouldn't even say 20 years back. They were part of a community, so they had people to share their love and struggles with and get more help. Why is it this hard?
I feel like we're digging like right deep into the subject because this is one topic that you're like, I'm really going to go like, it's like we're going to start.
Yeah.
But, the problem is, the wisdom of birth, was transferred from women to women.
Yeah.
And this happened for years, right? Yeah. And somehow we lost it, right?
Yeah.
I'm a childbirth educator myself. So, they say that when birth moved behind closed doors, women lost the wisdom of birth. Just to give you a small example, what I mean when I say this, and I'm not anti-hospital or anti-doctor, because medical intervention is great and it is required. I want to say that. But like women, we've been giving birth for years, right?
Yeah.
Or like I can't even, for millions and millions of years. But recently, in the recent past, women are afraid of giving birth, or the simple thing like, we watched on movies and shows, the way we are depicting birth, birth is not what it is like.
Yeah.
And it's also counterintuitive. What I mean to say, let me break this down a little bit for you, Mohana. Like, we've all seen Friends, or we've all seen this Bollywood movie, Good News, where, women are kicking in labor or screaming and yelling. Birth doesn't happen like this. And when I say birth doesn't happen like this, it's not an imagination in my head. Physiologically, it is not possible. Have you ever seen a cat litter?
Yeah.
If you try to watch it, its labor will stop. The cat will move places. This happened in my house, right? When we were really small, we found a cat littering in our backyard. So we all were like, oh, very curious. Suddenly, the next morning, the cat was not there.
Okay.
Many years later, I now understand why that happened.
Yeah.
Physiologically, when any female species is in labor, if you create an atmosphere of excitement, threat, fear, anger, anxiety, the labor stalls. It can even stop.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we are creating an atmosphere where we are showing birth as kicking, pushing, screaming, yelling, that is not the reality of birth.
And then you go on with that feeling that I'm going to suffer a lot. Right?
Yeah. So, and this thing, right? Like a lot of my clients come to me, ask me, I'm very afraid of birth. I was like, first thing, stop being afraid. Because you know what? You're only going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
And who's done this?
Yeah.
We have done it. And why did that happen?
That's so interesting.
Because the wisdom of birth got lost. Have you ever asked your mother about her birthing story?
No.
You haven't, right? But ask your mother, ask your grandmother. She would know.
Yeah.
A lot of them gave birth at home.
Yeah.
Because, and I say this to my clients, right? Birth is like breathing, digesting your food, excreting. Of course, it's a much bigger process and things can go wrong.
Yeah.
But just like everything else, right?
Yeah.
You could breathe and have asthma attack. Yeah. You could have gas and bloating. Of course, in birth, the risks are slightly more higher, but not always. And this is the problem. The wisdom of birth that women passed to each other got lost.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate, much like so many other things in India. Right?
Yeah.
I really feel like either it's a time to sit down and cry because there's genuine knowledge and wisdom that was really there. And it's not like it was just oral. There's a lot of literature that we don't know how to access. Right?
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Right? Yeah.
And then otherwise, the other hope is that the younger generations are actually reawakening to the fact that you can do things differently. It's way too much of standardization and too much of commercialization, right? Even hospitals, etc. Right? Of course, that's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
But I love the way we've started. So the way to access, hopefully some part of it we'll talk about, the way to access wisdom of birthing itself on the show today, right? Great.
Yes,
So
hopefully.
Shruti, you have done something incredible. You have such a large community on Instagram, and obviously there's so much interest in knowing how to do this right, how to. That's such an integral part of everyone's life, right? So you actually ran a half marathon when you were pregnant, right? So tell me about it. How was that experience? And what can women learn and what can couples learn from this as well?
Yeah. You know, firstly, I want to talk about this. I'm not the only woman who's done it. Of course, not too many people have spoken about it. Maybe in our community in India, it's not normalized as much. But, you know, when I was running, and I ran till the day I gave birth, right? And I stopped after.
And you used to run before that. You're a runner.
I'm a runner. I'm a marathon runner. I've been running, which is what I actually want to talk about. Like, while it might seem weird or abnormal to most people, running is my normal, Mohana.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't know a world where I don't run. And I've been doing this from the age of 15. 15 because I don't think my ecosystem recognized that I have endurance skills, if I may say. But anyways, what I mean to say is when I was pregnant, I knew I had to run. Because when you are pregnant, unless you have complications, right, which can happen. I had a normal pregnancy. You can continue with life as usual. With some tweaks, which an expert needs to guide you on. So when I ran a half marathon, my tweak was I would run a full, but when I'm pregnant, I need to minimize it. So I did a half.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and one of the reasons why I really was doing it is because I wanted to normalize movement in pregnancy, right? One for myself, and like, imagine a person who's been active for 25 years and suddenly is asked to sit down. I would like go into depression, right? I can't not move, right? And in fact, my doctor actually asked me to stop running. I was like, stop running. And he was like, I was like, no, not going to happen. Let's discuss this, right? And I have a really nice doctor. And so how could, like, when you are pregnant, moving is normal. Unfortunately, it is something we have forgotten.
And when you, like the conversation I've had with my mother, she said till the last day she went to work, she had to take 2 buses one way, come back, and actually movement keeps you fit. And the funny thing is everybody talks so normally about getting 10 kgs, 20 kgs. But that's not normal. Actually, just your belly has to pop out, right? It's so, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. So what does, let's get deeper into this, Shruti. Movement, exercising, what does it mean for pregnant women, right? So what's your thought process around all of that?
Actually, you know, so because I'm a birth educator, I also like to talk research. I'm not saying this, boss. Don't listen to me. You know, I think today everybody is very intellectually stimulated. You want data. You know, you rightfully said that, you know, today information is so accessible. Now, one has to have the intelligence to read the information correctly. And I think it's possible. So not knowing is not an excuse. You know, for somebody to come and tell me I was unaware, today, it's a weak excuse if you ask me. We ought to do better because there is so much access, right? So, not only me, ACOG, so ACOG is American College of Obstetricians and Gynecology. All gynecologists refer to them, right? And they are saying the best time to start exercising when you are pregnant is before you got pregnant, if not today. And even today, my clients come and ask me, Shruti, is it okay if I sit on the floor? I was like, what?
Okay. So there's a lot of malinformation, if I can call it, right? Or misconceptions.
It hurts me when, you know, see, I think pregnancy is a time when women need to be celebrated, they need to be pampered, they need to be loved, because, you know, it's the only time when you're two hearts, one body. In Ayurveda, we call it Duha Hridayini. I'm sorry if I've gotten the word wrong, but it's two hearts basically in English, right? And it's such a beautiful time. But it's not a time when women should be coddled. You know, I kept telling my husband and everybody around me, my parents especially, because they were so afraid, right? And We also decided to have a baby late, right?
Sure.
So I'm 35. I got pregnant when I was 34, and it is not the road to getting here was not necessarily smooth. So they were all really afraid, right? And they're all like, be careful, be careful. I was telling everybody this, right? Including my husband and random people in Lal Bagh. That's where I ran. And people would come and tell me, don't do this. I was like, see, love me, pamper me, take care of me, feed me.
Yeah.
Do not coddle me and do not give me your fear. Because I don't want your fears.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, a lot of us don't listen to our body. It's always talking to us, right? Giving us signs. So if you're moving a certain way, you know that it's not okay. You
Exactly.
stop,
Now,
right?
now, let's talk about the science, right? Of course, I mentioned that ACOG said you can exercise.
Yeah.
Now, there are a few things that you have to keep in mind, Mohana. And that's what I told my doctor. Don't put a blanket ban. I keep saying this. Don't put a blanket ban on exercise. Tell me what doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And of course, in my case, I was my own expert.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I tell other women that tell me what your doctor said. Don't say doctor said don't do yoga. Don't exercise. Tell me what's not allowed for you.
Yeah.
And we'll find something for you. Because, research says that not moving is a lot more dangerous in pregnancy than moving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And you need to find and figure out, like you said, what works for you, right? Yeah. But it's so interesting because when I was in college, I remember them telling us till the last day move. Like what, your maids do, right?
Yeah.
Sweeping, swabbing, all those things.
Yeah, now we've created exercises for these things. Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, I wish, in some sense, I always tell my mother, I wish I was born in that age.
Yeah, but it's simpler, right?
Yeah. But it's fine. Now I'll charge people money for doing this. Like, otherwise, if you're okay to do your household work.
Correct. It's a lot.
It's a lot, right? But see, again, what is household work? Most people think household work is sitting in front of the kitchen and assembling food together. That's not enough. If you're sweeping, swapping, washing clothes not in the washing machine.
Actually washing it, right?
Then, you're doing enough,
basically,
right?
using your muscles.
Using your body.
Moving your body. Like, it increases your heart rate.
Yes.
Increases your blood flow, which is so good for you when you're pregnant.
Exactly, right? And you need it, no? Mona, let me tell you, like, physically, of course, it's like a little difficult. Emotionally, there's a lot happening, huh?
Yeah.
And it's my time when I was exercising, my mind went off these things. And more often than not, I came out a better person, let me tell you. Otherwise, I would for the people around me, on some days, I was not a nice person. So hormonal, right?
Yeah.
And exercise also has some mental benefits that people just discount.
Got it. No, that's great. So let's go back to that beautiful statement that you made about wisdom of birthing or childbirth, right? What is it that we should know today? That, one or two things, right? That's so knowledgeable that people don't have access to it anymore, or that knowledge is hushed up, however we want to call it.
I think, the reason why I'm taking a moment is there are so many things, but one of the things that's very close to my heart is, and also relevant to today's audience, is now if you talk to any women, they're all like, oh, I want to do normal delivery.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Because C-section has become a trend now, right? It's a norm.
Yeah, there's also one cult that is shaming women who have C-section. Also, physiological birth. I don't want to say normal birth. What is normal? Everything is normal, right? Even babies who come out of C-section, if it was a medical intervention that was required, that is normal. We've saved somebody's life, right? So let's say physiological birth, right? Or vaginal birth, right? When babies come out of the vaginal canal. It's very important to understand that birth requires preparation.
Yeah.
And I think that is something we have forgotten. We think, okay, I want to have normal delivery. I have a great doctor. My doctor will give me normal delivery. First, you don't realize that the mother has to do all the work.
Yeah.
Right? And, I tell my mothers this very often. Don't think C-section is the easy way out. There's a lot of work after that, right? And it's a lot harder. Like, postpartum is a different ball game, right? And imagine doing it after a major surgery.
Yeah.
If you ever had a major surgery, what would you do?
Yeah.
You'll rest.
Yeah.
Postpartum, you don't get the time to rest, right?
Yeah.
When you do vaginal birth, it's difficult before. So either way, prepare. So many mothers regret after giving birth. Hey, I wish I had prepared better. I wish they understood. And why? Which is why birth wisdom, right? When women pass on the wisdom of birth to each other. They realize the importance of preparation. Why regret?
Yeah.
In fact, research now says giving birth is like running a marathon. I have run a marathon, Mohana, and I would never ever run a marathon without preparing.
Yeah.
It is hard.
So you need to, right?
You need to prepare, right? You wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, in a marathon, if you've not prepared and you've signed up, you can DNF, right? You can stop. In birth, you can't.
Yeah.
The only way is out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right? So,
But if you just think about the wisdom of birth, or birth wisdom, like you say, are there things that help you, that people can actually, which is not written? Your doctors typically don't say anything, right? Do you recall one or two things?
See, I don't know how to answer this in terms of written, but I'll tell you what. See, I'm a birth educator.
Yeah.
I'm a pre and postnatal trainer. I'm a very, very fit and active person. Still, it was hard. But it was tolerable. I had a beautiful birth experience. You know why? Because I hired myself an expert who could guide me, who could assist me, right? Now, see, I don't want to debate on why my mother didn't know this or whether she was the right person. I think that's no point, right? The better thing to do is getting the help and the support you need. And which is why I say that today not doing that is not a good enough excuse.
Okay.
And a lot of people, like my husband and my sister-in-law, and a lot of people like, why do you need a birth educator? Why don't you train me? It's not possible. When I'm giving labor, how do I educate myself and the people around me?
But was it like this before? When you look back at history, right? Did women have a community that actually stepped in during the entire process to help them as well?
But see, the distractions were also not many, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, women can sit on couches all day long, eat junk food. And these things have a direct impact on how you're going to give birth. Small things like, just to give you an example, the way you sit in your pregnancy will impact the way you can give birth. Women didn't have those problems. There were no lazy boys then.
Yeah. Or the breath work, right?
Yeah.
That
life was simpler, right? They were not stressed while getting to their workplaces in traffic, right? Which has a direct impact on your baby and your own physiological body, right?
Yeah.
Those problems were not there.
Yeah.
Also, misguidance is a lot more higher now, right? Women were not misguided because options were also lesser. The fear back then was not having enough medical intervention. The fear today is over medical intervention if you're not well prepared, right?
Yeah.
I always say this, Mohana. It's not only, the problem is not one-sided.
Yeah.
It's very convenient for us to blame the doctors. While the problem over there also exists, the problem also exists on our side.
We also need to know enough.
Are we putting in the work? Are we doing the work for us to enable an ecosystem? That's missing.
So let's sort of get into prenatal itself, right? So what are the early steps that people can actually take towards having a good maternity experience? Early steps so that they can, have a good healthy
smooth ride. So, okay, I'll tell you here's what I did. The minute I found out I was pregnant, now the first trimester is usually not the hardest. The whole journey is hard only. It's not necessarily very easy. But the first trimester is a unique experience. We're all excited. Also, physiologically, pregnancies are such that the first trimester, the risk of loss is high.
Yeah.
Not only necessarily because of what the mother does. Sometimes nature is like that, if I may say. Sometimes if the fetus is or the embryo is not growing the way it's meant to in the body because of whatever reason, the body also pushes it out. So first trimester is a crucial time, which is why we wait for 12 weeks, right? One of the first things I did is bring mindfulness into my life, right? When I say mindfulness, I think it can be a yoga jargon, so let me break it down for you, right? Go back onto my mat with the yoga practice, with simpler things like breathing exercises, meditation, because you don't know the power of it until you do it, right?
True. Very true.
You don't know the power of it, right? I remember, and also motivation is less, right? So what I did was I encouraged my partner to enable.
Sure.
That, hey, let's do this together. Also, see, have you heard of Garbha Sanskar?
Yeah.
So Also great for Garbha Sanskar activity. So, you're like really passing on the energy to the baby from the very beginning. That is the one thing I started doing. Minimize my exercises to a bare minimum, but did not stop. So running was looking like walking, running, depending on how I was feeling, but I was moving.
Okay.
Because, I'll tell you this, Mohana, I was tired, and most women will tell you I'm tired.
Yeah.
And they're not lying. But and I told myself this, I'll start. If in 10 minutes I don't feel better, I'll stop. And that 10 minutes became an hour and I never realized, right?
That's nice. Yeah.
That really works. Breathing exercises, meditation to calm down. So in yoga we call it, or in Ayurveda we call it, there's too much vata.
Yeah.
That needs to be calmed down. And these activities help. Now imagine a new mom who goes to her doctor and asks her, can I do yoga? And the doctor says no. But you're missing out on breathing exercises, on meditation, on the simple stretches which will alleviate all your pain and aches, right? Why? So, very important to not stop it, right?
Yeah.
Because there are so many things you miss out on. But so that is the first thing I did. Second thing I checked on with whatever possibility is my diet.
Sure. And we'll come to nutrition. So diet was an important thing. Getting mindful, getting your breath, exercise. Did you do that every day?
As much as possible.
Okay.
Chanting, meditation. I remember Brahmari Pranayama was my favorite at that time. And I'll tell you interestingly.
So powerful, right?
So my son already almost chants it.
Oh, wow.
Even today, because he's been hearing it from the time I found out I was pregnant.
That's very interesting, yeah. So tell us a little bit about Garbha Sanskar.
So, I'm not a Garbha Sanskar expert. My business partner is, but I do have some knowledge about it. So, basically, in Ayurveda, we have 16 sanskars. One of them is Garbha Sanskar. It's an Ayurvedic methodology. Yes, it's an Ayurvedic methodology. And basically, what it says is that the modern understanding is that you can actually speak or connect with your baby from the womb, and research now shows that such babies have better cognitive intelligence, better emotional intelligence. See, when you are connecting with your baby at the womb level, they know they are loved.
Yeah,
they know they are needed and wanted, right? Yeah. And when they come into this world, they feel that connection, right, with the mother. Also, I think it's much easier on the mother.
Yeah.
Postpartum blues were there, but not too much. Because I feel like all of these activities. Now, if you tell me with the see, this is how yoga and Ayurveda is, right? I cannot tell you A led to B.
Yeah.
But I know these things.
It's all interconnected.
I know these things have all played together.
Sure.
Yeah. And which is why at 9 months I'm sitting here, right?
Yeah.
And I remember talking to my baby in the womb and telling him that, hey, you know what, Mama loves to work, and she's going to be working. But that does not mean, this is very private, okay? I'm really sharing it. And it does not mean that you're not loved or wanted, right? Yeah. And we need to all coexist. And Mona, I started working 1 week after I gave birth.
Wow.
Also because my partner enabled it for me. And I work in pregnancy and postpartum. I don't encourage women to go to offices 1 week after. But I took postpartum classes, right? And I knew that my postpartum mothers will be able to connect with me, right? 1 week after.
Yeah.
And it was possible, I think, because of these things, right?
Very interesting. I think that's a new thing for people to sort of go back and read on Garbha Sanskarana. It's again coming from our birth wisdom, right?
Exactly.
So many centuries that it's existed and we actually don't know much about it, right?
So like small things, right? Garbha Sanskar talks about in the 4th or 5th month, women have cravings, right? And those cravings are actually the baby.
Oh, okay. Sure. Of course. Yeah.
So make sure if a mother is, and I think we used to do it in our culture. If a woman, like if a pregnant woman wants something, it's made sure it's given to her, right? But if I say, love us, pamper us, do not coddle me. Don't coddle a mother. She needs to be celebrated. And these are all parts of Garbha Sanskar.
Yeah. That's so beautiful, right? So let's talk about food itself, okay? So what are the things that people should definitely have, women should definitely have from a nutrition standpoint?
I do want to make this disclaimer that I'm not a nutritionist. Of course, I eat very mindfully. So fitness is my expertise. So I can tell you what I did and that worked for me is I'm also the kind of person who eats at home. So I stuck to home cooked meals, knowing the source of my food as much as possible, not missing my vitamins and prescribed vitamins. But I personally don't enjoy taking vitamins as much. So whatever vitamin was prescribed to me, I made sure I added it into my food in its natural form as well.
Yeah.
So these are the things all of this in the context where it was possible. Pregnancy also is a unique journey where sometimes it's just not possible. If you can't stomach something, what can you do? Right? Or you do have cravings. I remember I was traveling with my husband and I had this intense craving to have potato chips, right? And not necessarily, I'm the kind of person also because of yoga, balance is my mantra. I don't completely avoid everything. And I don't overdo anything. So balance, but I did indulge, but mindfully. And how I do it, another thing that I always did, Mohana, is say, for example, I want to eat a dessert. I know something is unhealthy. Make sure I eat my healthy portion first. In lesser quantity. So like, I know my capacity is this, eat half of this and then
have your But so what you say is that don't stop yourself either, right? Just eat, but try to eat a balanced meal. But home food is what you're saying, which is so hard these days. Right?
It's not so hard also, Mohana.
A lot of trends are about getting your Swiggies and your Zomatos coming to you. A lot of people prefer that it's easier to actually access food from. But the healthier choice is to eat at home.
Right? I don't know. I like wisdom, I keep saying this to everybody, and this is our organization's vision as, East meets West. We love the wisdom of East. So I love to do or cook the way my mother taught me. And I'm afraid it's an art that will get lost. It's a beautiful art, right? Like knowing how to make curry khichdi, my traditional dal bati. I'm
your soulful foods, right?
Right. And I want that to be the food my son enjoys, right? And if I don't learn it from her and if I stop cooking it, how will he learn? Like, we have some really good traditional desi khana.
And that's what you tried to eat when you were pregnant.
When I was pregnant, yes. Okay. It's how I've been eating for 35 years and I don't intend on losing it. And, we, a little off the topic, but, my husband and me, when we host people, he's often like, let's make pasta. And I was like, why? Like, I can never compete with a restaurant.
Sure.
And everybody who's coming home has probably never eaten the food I'm going to be giving them. Fine, I'll plate it well for you. You don't want to eat it the way we eat it at home, I'll plate it well. So East meets West. So, I will test this dish called mutia curry.
Okay.
It's a very desi Marwadi khana, okay? And, I remember once we had some guests over who were South Indian. So I plated it really well. I cut it into small pieces and served it in a like a Korean bowl. And I was like, yeah, have it. And they were like, oh, very interesting. What are we eating? I was like, oh my God.
Like a traditional.
The most desi khana you can eat. But I think I like this, this is my mantra in life.
So that's something that you connected with. It helped you during your pregnancy.
Yes, I maintained all of those things. I did everything, every small thing my mother told me. So like when we have god bharai, and when we were doing our god bharai, I was like, I don't want to do a baby shower. Let's go to because I want the blessings of every auntie out there, who's probably like, oh, why is she wearing this? Why is she wearing this stomach revealing dress? I don't care, but if they bless me, if they come to celebrate my baby, why not?
So all of that is connected again to the way traditions have come about, right? And every energy matters to your birthing experience finally,
absolutely, right?
So tell me, when you teach your clients, etc., what are, just to help our audience, right, what are 2 or 3 important exercises they should try to do when they are pregnant?
So I hate this. I hate this trend of Instagram, but I'm glad you asked me this, Mona, so I can actually talk about it. And sometimes I'm also forced to do it on my Instagram. 3 exercises to help you with normal delivery. 5 exercises to help you conceive. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't, but unfortunately, Shruti, you'll agree with me that 3 can be a starting point for them to get interested, and then they'll like 30 more,
I absolutely agree. So, which is why, now, prenatal movement is unique. It's not like your regular exercise, right? So, I would always recommend that you get yourself an expert if you're, at least do it in the guidance of an expert. If not, there is so much content out there. Find a safe exercise method. So So instead of giving you 3 exercises, I can give you 3 movement forms. Walking is more often than not allowed for everybody.
Okay.
If you're already a swimmer and comfortable swimming is great.
Got it. Yeah.
Prenatal yoga, and I don't say this because I'm a yoga. I also do strength training. I also do Pilates. I also do running. But yoga has this benefit of mindfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah, which can really I feel like, when you're, today we are very transactional people.
Yeah.
If you can get multiple benefits in one,
Yeah.
take it.
And yoga is very beautiful.
Take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, your physical health is getting taken care of, your mental health is getting taken care of. You're also doing Garbha Sanskar while you're doing yoga.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why go to 3-4 experts,
Yeah. Yeah.
Why waste time?
So does prenatal yoga have different asanas that people can think about?
It does. So some of the basics that I absolutely recommend everybody to do is cat-cow is great. I totally do cat-cow. You can also do some seated stretches. Simple lateral bend while you're sitting on the bed. Child's pose with a little modification. Again, great for the back. See, also pregnancy has so many aches and discomfort.
Yeah.
So these exercises can help you manage it. So these few exercises I would totally recommend.
Typically stretching, cat cows, again, stretching. Everything is about stretching, right? So
no. Let's not say stretch. Let's say stretch and strengthening, because again, this is one misnomer that pregnancy does not require strength. Mohana,
I can't think about it otherwise, right? You need a lot of strength to go through something like that.
Yeah. Exactly, right? Okay. Just to give you perspective, right? Now, if you need to carry something really heavy, you need strength in your body, right?
Yeah.
And then why don't we do strength training in pregnancy? Yeah. Suddenly, over a period of 9 months, your body is going to carry extra 9 to 10 kilos minimum. Minimum. Some women go up to 20. You know how much work that is on your body?
Yeah.
And if you don't prepare for this work, that is number one. When you're in labor, typically a new mom labors for anywhere between 12 to 24 hours. 12 hours so minimum. You know how much work, how much endurance and strength that requires? Yeah. And traditional prenatal yoga teachers will not even get mothers to get up from the floor. You need to get up 10 times. When mothers ask me, can I sit? I was like, yes, please sit and get up 10 times minimum.
Yeah.
So that you can get some glute strength, your pelvic floor can prepare.
So what do they do? What should women do to actually maintain and improve their strength? What kind of exercises?
Strength, body weight strength training, endurance training. So when I say prenatal yoga, I really do mean, depending on the kind of pregnancy you are having and the stage of pregnancy you're in, include your warriors, include your Kali Asana or your goddess poses. Do them.
Yeah.
Core exercises. Nobody talks about it in pregnancy, but they're very important because you do need the strength in your back.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah. So there are a lot of core exercises and asanas in yoga.
Yeah, in yoga, but which of them are allowed for prenatal is very specific.
Is there something you can share?
Cat-cow is a great core exercise. Bird dog is a great core exercise in pregnancy. Your donkey kicks, your dog kicks, all with the yoga modifications, breaths can do.
Yeah.
Goddess pose or Kali Asana, your Malasanas, all great. Again, warriors are great. But again, trimester 1, I would not recommend warriors. I would recommend cat-cow. Bird dog is possible. Then, so these are the exercises.
Yeah.
But with lots of modification.
Yeah.
Depending on what your unique pregnancy problem is.
So it's good to always, like much like what I always say, right? You learn yoga. It's a traditional form where you have a guru who teaches you.
Exactly.
Then you know, and they never touch you.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, right? No one's touching you, but you just learn it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's advisable to at least go learn it, right?
Absolutely.
And I feel like, Shruti, I don't know, if I were to go through that journey, I would probably learn it before I get pregnant. So that I can then use it during my pregnancy.
Don't listen to me, okay? Don't listen to what our traditional texts are saying. Listen to ACOG at least, because they are telling you that the best time to start exercising when you're pregnant is before you conceive.
But listen to where it makes sense, right? Like if you know yoga is in India, if you know it's available here, go to the right person that you have chemistry with, learn from them, right? At the end of the day.
But I hear such silly things nowadays. Yoga is too slow. It's very boring.
Yeah.
Find the right trainer that fits you. Yoga is not one thing. Yoga is a lot bigger than you know, right?
And, we had Indra Vasant who had come, right? And she talked a lot about...
She's one of my prenatal trainers.
And she's my yoga teacher today as well, right? It's incredible. She's just incredible at 64, what she has done, the muscular form in her body. And she talks about, just do Ashtanga yoga. Anybody who goes to the gym will then turn around and say, hey, actually, it helps you develop muscles. It's body calisthenics, right?
Exactly.
You cannot. It strengthens you actually.
Absolutely.
So one of the biggest takeaways for me, at least from what we're talking about, is that do all your strength building exercises. It can range from yoga, which is ideal, to actually even going to the gym, doing a mild form, but get an expert who can really support you, right? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Great. And also from what you said is try home cooked meal, which is balanced. Try to have your nutrition content, and if you can get vitamins just as it is, which I think is harder for pregnant women, right? They need a greater dosage and things like that. Take what is prescribed for you. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So you talked about discomforts, right? If I'm going to get pregnant and I want to have a baby, what should I expect? What kind of discomfort typically happen to women when they are pregnant?
So the most common ones, I'll tell you, are back pain, pelvic floor discomfort,
okay,
upper back discomfort because body is changing so dramatically. Yeah, these three are the most common ones. Back pain. Sometimes some women experience, so basically because of the physiology of birth, your joints become loose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is why strength training is again important, right? Because your joints become so loose, you don't need more stretching and flexibility. Stop stretching in pregnancy. It's not required.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because intuitively you think, yeah, let's just stretch. I don't know why it's there. It's in popular culture, right?
Yeah. I mean, because I think yoga has been related to stretching. It's not
and flexibility alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's but I like to say that in pregnancy, focus on strengthening, mobility, create space because you need to create. See, it's science, right? Create space in the body so the baby can grow, and create space so the baby can come out.
Yeah.
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 Create strength so your body can support the baby. Create strength so that the mother can safely bring the baby out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just simple logical science.
Yeah.
Understand it like that and practice it like that.
That's wonderful. And what about, so that we talked about discomfort. What about preparing for labor? Again, I know that a lot of what you said rolls into that final phase, right? What else?
So actually, so we teach prenatal yoga to our trainers, right? Not only yoga, a lot more than yoga. So and earlier we spoke about how women are afraid of labor, right? And how to get over this labor. So I just take a moment and remind women that firstly, let's remember that not only, let's not overthink the process. You're not the only woman in the world who's going to give birth. Millions of women and female species around us from anything, right? Pick up anything in nature and they're all giving birth, and women will continue to do it. The female species will continue to do it. So let's not be afraid. One. To remember that women and their bodies are designed for birth.
Yeah.
We know how to give birth. We are just forgetting.
Yeah.
So a big part of preparation for labor is let's unlearn all these extra things that we have learned. You just go into your body. Just know how to give birth. Aina May Gaskin, she's a very popular birth educator, doula, and midwife. And she says that, just let a woman's body labor. Don't interfere unless it needs help. So a big part of the preparation is, I think, information, understanding what labor is, which means getting over the fear of labor, which now needs some preparation.
Yeah.
Our mothers probably didn't need it because they were not aware of it. They didn't have these fears where people thought that birthing is equal to breaking so many bones in your body, or I don't know, something.
The highest pain a human body can endure.
It's very different. I have given birth and I have cut myself. Very different things.
Yeah, okay.
The pain itself is very different.
Got it.
Right?
Got it, yeah.
It is an intense experience. I will not take that away from women. It is difficult, yes. Impossible, no. Possible with preparation. Also remembering and reminding ourselves that our bodies know how to do it.
Yeah. I think you keep saying that because it's so important. Is it like that these days that they are so fearful?
Yeah.
That it has, there's so much emphasis, right, that you're sharing with us.
So much nonsense is being fed to us, right? You've already heard highest pain a woman is going to ever endure. Now imagine if you got pregnant and you were
a human being is going to endure.
Yeah, right. Imagine now you've thought of this like this, and you've gotten pregnant. You're walking towards this, knowing that this is going to be the worst pain of my life. How would you do? And physiologically, that is the anti of birth.
Yeah.
Being afraid of labor is going to make your labor worse. So that is the biggest preparation. is the mind preparation, right? And the body preparation.
Very nice. Yeah.
Body preparation, because sitting really is the new smoking, right? Today, bodies are much like women already go into pregnancy having a weak back.
Yeah.
Then
we're not fit. We're not, as a generation, we're just not. I keep saying, you walk down the street, you're going to see more obese people or tending to, and very young people.
Very young people, right?
Right?
Exactly.
It's very sad, and it's completely linked to movement.
Exactly.
And
so the second preparation is, so if like as a movement specialist, if I have to break down labor is endurance.
Yeah.
Because it requires 24 hours. Yeah. You have to endure it.
Yeah.
More often than not, women go into C-section. You know why? Because they're tired.
Yeah.
So just prepare now. So you won't be tired. You'll actually end up having the birth you want to.
Yeah.
Strength. Your body needs to have the strength to endure this. So do strength training. Do mind training. Do mobility training. So you can create space in your body. Sometimes women bodies don't open up the way they need to open up for labor because they're too tight or they're too stiff. They're not able to relax. Do that training.
So everything is so interconnected, right? You need to do all of it at a time, like a journey, right? For those so many months as well.
So now, if you're not going to ask me this question, I will only intuitively ask this, right? Some women tell me that, but my mother didn't prepare. Why do I need to prepare? This is a big problem, right? Your mother didn't have the problems we had, right? Our world, like from our mother to us, the world has changed so much. Too much. Right? We're not eating the way our mothers eat.
Absolutely.
We're not moving the way our
we're working all the time. It doesn't end at 5. They came back and they did other things.
Exactly, right? But our stress metrics are very different, right? Our worries are very different.
And costs. So many aspects to constantly worry about.
Which is why this also needs to be integrated into our life. They didn't need to do duck walking. They were already on the floor, right?
It's called duck walking now, right?
Duck walking,
So that's great. I really like it, right? So let's talk a little bit about what happens during labor, right? Or childbirth itself, right? What are typically the challenges women today are seeing? What are they supposed to do to sort of, you said, prepare for it?
I think being underprepared creates a lot of problems because you don't know what to expect at birth. So they start panicking. So when of course, I prepared myself. What was the birthday gift I gave my husband when we were pregnant? I gave him a book on childbirth, on how he can prepare as my partner to support me. And we also had a birth educator who was supporting us. So then we knew, and my birth had a lot of challenges. Like we had a lot of surprises. It didn't go as we planned. But was it a bad experience? No way. It was the most beautiful experience of my life. I will do it again and again and again and 100 times over because I met the ultimate love of my life in the most beautiful way possible. Feeling loved, celebrated, supported. That's how labor should be. We put so much emphasis on how the baby comes out that we forget the experience. Just give me a moment. Sometimes I feel like I talk about my baby.
No, that's totally understandable.
But my thought was that prepare so you don't have surprises, and if you have surprises, you need to be prepared for it, right? Now, preparation means physical preparation, mental preparation, like I repeated. So that is important. Now, support will come for you, one from your own people and one from your hospital, from your healthcare provider, right? And that preparation also is important. Communicating with your healthcare team what you want and what you don't want. As a part of celebrating your birth also means your small wishes, right? And I had a wish, 2 wishes actually. And I remember telling my, sometimes you can be shy of sharing these experiences. And I was telling her, hey, I have a very silly this thing, but I'm very excited for my birth. I don't want to do it in a hospital gown. Anybody who knows me knows that I love wearing dresses. Like wearing dresses is my thing. And I was like, I want to wear my favorite dress and meet my baby. And I also don't want I have curly hair, which can get really frizzy. And I was like, I don't want to look like a joker when I meet my baby. And she's like, it's absolutely fine. Because I was like, we'll be taking pictures and I'm going to be looking at these pictures and I want to have I want to look good and I want to feel good and I want to feel loved and taken care of. And it was possible. See, but this was possible because I prepared. What was my preparation? Talking about it and sharing my wish and then having a community that supported me. Now, you must be thinking, Shruti, labor preparation, I would have given you tips like, do this exercise, do that. Not the preparation.
Or I'm going to be screaming inside that room and what should I do to deal with it? Interesting.
You're not going to be doing those things. Who's going to be screaming? If you're going to be screaming, your labor is going to stall. That means you're not prepared well. Preparation will be that you have an expert who will prepare you for the pain management techniques and the pain management options you have.
So what are some pain management techniques that come to your mind that can actually help people?
Lots, actually. Breathing. Do you know breathing releases endorphins, which which is a natural painkiller. So there are lots of breathing exercises. Movement itself helps. Moving, because the brain can only focus on one pain at a time.
Yeah.
So we have different techniques. We have a technique where we use a comb which we press against our hand
During labor?
when you're having the contraction. Also, it's very interesting.
So
So,
interesting.
Mohana, you might be thinking that labor is 24 hours of constant pain. That's not how it works.
Sure.
Nature is designed as very beautifully. In the 24 hours, it's only 4 or 5 hours of intense experience. There's lots of break. So I labored for 2 days, and I did not take pain management support from the medical world.
Got it.
They are the most effective ones.
Sure.
Right? I was using the techniques, the non-medical pain management techniques, and everybody was like, "How did you do it?" But actually, can I tell you how I remember my labor? As me laughing. People getting me my favorite food. Me opportunity for my husband to press my leg. So that I can relax. That my labor can progress. Of course, there were moments when it was very intense, but those last for like, they come in intervals. And they go away. So it's not like, nature
it's all the time, the way it's being made.
The way it's being portrayed.
So tell me about the comb technique.
Oh, it's a very interesting technique. So while you're having the contraction, you use a big toothed comb. And you press that against your palm in the
like a normal comb.
And you just breathe. So basically you're fooling your brain to focus on this instead of the contraction. So you can relax. Again, no, the problem is, this is how I explain it to my students. The problem is, we have made labor pain as a devil. Know that it is there for a purpose. What is the purpose? It is the contractions are there to tell your brain the position of your baby, and depending on that, the brain will send all the good stuff to encourage the baby to come. That's all. So it's a message.
Got it.
But
that itself is a form of preparation, right? That you're sending those nerve signals, neuro signals to your brain to say that it's normal, it's all right.
It's fine.
But I think that's the thing, right? You are afraid of getting that pain. Mostly because I think people struggle, right?
Why are we afraid? Because we've been told it's the worst pain you're ever going to experience. Let me tell you, it's not. I ended up having a C-section, and my C-section scar hurt a lot more. So when my doctor asked me, "Will you do it again?" I said, "Up until you cut me, I'll do it again and again and again." The next part was actually a nightmare for me.
Okay, we'll talk about that as well. But what else? Is there anything that people can actually benefit from?
Okay, so one more science is one of the ways in which you can cope with pain is exercise itself. Just think about it. The first time you ever exercise, your body is very sore. The same exercise you do second time, your body is not so sore. Why? Because the pain tolerance of your own body improved. Right? You got stronger. So that itself is a great pain management to me.
So exercise, and it helps you through your labor pain as well. I think, while I'm asking you so much, right, it keeps coming back to
I'm only answering one.
It keeps coming back to the same thing, which is hard to do. Why is it hard to do? Because people are probably not doing it.
Which is why I have a job, right? If people did it, they won't need me.
And I think it's not just this phase, Shruti. In every aspect of our life, people are not moving, and there's a huge crisis. We're just not realizing it.
Exactly.
That's unfortunately what's happening. And we're such a young country.
Which is again a problem, right? I remember at one point I was talking to my I was working with an organization. There were Ayurvedic doctors in the same space, and at that time I had a lot of gas and bloating. So I asked her, I'm really suffering with gas and bloating. Do you have any remedy for me? She gave me 2 remedies. One of them was something from my kitchen, and the second one was what, just walk. I was like, it really is that simple.
This is when you were pregnant, right? But that's true anyway, right? You just have to move, and your body knows how to release itself, right? Wow. So after a woman has given birth, right, physical recovery becomes such a crucial part of postpartum, right? Postpartum essentially is after you've given birth, just for the listeners who probably are wondering, right, and trying to understand this topic a lot better. What should a woman do to ensure her physical, recovery is quick, she's back to her normal strength, or is it that she anyways gets weaker? Is that another misconception?
So, I had a very, very healthy pregnancy, right?
Yeah.
And I was very active. And most women were like, why are you running when you're pregnant? Sorry. My labor started while I was running, right? And I didn't stop, right? At 7th kilometer, I was running and my labor started and I continued to finish my run. And most people were like, you're crazy. And I was like, no, there's actually a science. My labor will progress if I continue to do what I'm doing, right? It was science. I was not stupid. But after I gave birth, a lot of women were like, when are you going to start running? I was like, no, now is my time to rest. Because my body has done something so big and dramatic, right? We created something together.
Yeah.
And then my body went through a lot of things and I rested. That was the time when I focused on nutrition, eating well, first 45 days, and simple rehab exercise. Very, very simple rehab exercise. I started them from week day 4 after I came back home. Very simple rehab exercise which focused a lot on breathing, but that's all.
And what food did you have which was very nourishing at that time?
I ate everything my mother gave me, right? And like a lot of women ask me, like, Shruti, did you even give birth? And I was like, I did. Like, trust me, I did, right? But what worked for me was what my mother, like, I stuck to the science that what my mother's mother gave her.
Yeah.
I ate the same,
which is millets, ragi, all the natural.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful, Mohana. It is saved. Like in my culture, they think that if anybody else eats my food, they'll get pap. And I think it's because back in the days, when a woman gave birth, she needs so much nourishment that food has to be saved for her. Even if we eat less, it's fine.
Yeah.
But she cannot be compromised on, which is why you keep it aside, right? And they did that for me. My mother did the same thing for me. Food was prepared very, very differently for me with a lot of science. It's there in Ayurveda as well. We teach it in our course. Lot of ajwain for healing, for strengthening my uterus. Lot of ghee because my body needs good fat. It's nursing. Gond, we call it gond. Lot of gond again to heal. Your uterus is done, so it expands to 600 times its normal size. It needs to come back.
Wow.
There is a big wound inside your uterus that needs to heal. Lots of greens, iron-rich food because you've lost blood.
Yeah.
All of these things and focusing on that. And Mohana, during my pregnancy and postpartum, I never had back pain. After I gave birth, women go through gas, bloating. 45 days, nothing. It's only after I started eating crap, all these problems came back. Let me tell you. The 45 days when I stuck to the food my mother gave me, freshly prepared, she was doing it herself. The cook will not cook it for me. Because, she's like, that wisdom. Of course, might not be a reality or possibility for everyone.
Sure.
But at least we can pick up whatever is possible, right? Which is, did not eat anything heavy. So away from grains, eating lots of ragi ganji, all of these healthy foods.
It really helps, right?
It really helps. Yeah. Oh my God. And I think that is what helped me. So because of that, I did not have any swelling. At least women puff up.
Yeah.
Right? Swelling is very common after giving birth. None of those things happened. And got back very, very quickly, very consistently. Exercise-wise, I did rehab. Rehab because it's important to get your core strength. And
what is rehab?
So rehab exercises are basically exercises where if any particular injury or body part has been weakened, you focus on bringing the strength in that back and then move to regular.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, in the country or even abroad, what happens is at the 6-week mark, women are told to start exercising. But after they give birth, 6 weeks after they give birth, okay, you are ready to start exercising, and they'll start running and they'll start hitting the gym because women are looking different and they are in a rush to get back.
Yeah.
Not realizing they're actually hurting themselves.
Okay.
When you don't exercise in a methodical way, it actually can create a lot of problems for you which is why it's very common. You'll see, women, and like jokingly, they used to tell me also because, it takes time for the stomach to go back in.
Yeah.
See, her hands and legs have become thin, but the stomach will stay back. In my head, I was like, wait and watch. Because if they did the rehab exercise, does not have to stay. Now, for most women, this problem exists because they've not done the rehab.
Wow. Okay. Got it.
And it's very simple, Mona. It's not even rocket science. Really, as a trainer, I'm like, Or this is very easy, just do it in your
But
house.
it's just like coming out of any injury, right? You're not going to go and pick the heaviest weight. It takes
But
a
let me
process.
tell you, postpartum women do that.
And that's the kind of world we're living in,
Yeah,
unfortunately, where everything has to be so fast and so instantaneous, and
Yeah.
people are not understanding that this is different, right? You're in a different phase.
Yeah, you're
Take
not
your time.
respecting. You're not respecting
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not respecting
And the
your
irony is, so many people are struggling to get pregnant. Infertility clinics are all around
All
us.
over,
In
yeah.
spite of that, they want to rush out of it so fast,
Yeah,
right?
because you know we celebrate it, right? We
Yeah.
celebrate women coming back
Yeah,
faster.
yeah.
We celebrate having difficult life. We celebrate
Yeah, fast life,
Yeah.
quick, right? Everything has to be so,
unhealthy, yeah.
yeah. It's
And you
really
don't
unfortunate.
celebrate healthy options, right? I know I've been shamed a lot when I chose to eat at home and then go out, but I don't care. Like it's just how I was. But I know
Yeah.
it can be difficult for
Yeah.
some people, right?
Yeah, but I have a feeling it's going to leave this country with no other option, especially for the urban youth.
Yeah.
Sooner they are or later they are going to end up understanding
That they
the
need to do
problem.
this. You know, I jokingly tell this, Mona. You know, when I was in my 20s, I didn't necessarily fit in because I
Yeah.
was making healthier choices. Like I would choose to leave a party early because I want to run the next morning
and sleep.
and sleep.
Oh God,
right?
it was the same with me.
Right? But I love my 30s because now I look much younger than most of these.
But actually, that's the same thing for me. Shruti, I can tell you. Everybody used to, a lot of people stop hanging out with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're like, she's so boring. She
Yeah.
doesn't drink.
Yeah, yeah.
One day,
Yeah.
can you not chill out? But I'm like, I have my yoga class in the morning.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, yoga has been my biggest villain for having no friends.
But look, your friends stick around. It's just that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
understand that you're different.
Yeah, yeah. Your 20s are also hard, na? Emotionally, you don't understand. It's hard to navigate.
Yeah,
through these
yeah,
things.
yeah. And it'll stay on in your 30s also. Okay, so sleep is such an integral part of like a recovery post pregnancy, right? So, any tips, any hacks for women?
I don't know. Tell me more. I mean, it's been 9 months and I really haven't slept as much as I would like to. I do have some tips.
Yeah.
First, let me vent because
Yeah.
you know I jokingly tell all my mother friends that is there light at the end of this tunnel? Will
Yeah.
I ever sleep?
Yeah, yeah.
No, sleep is hard, and it's because especially if you're a mother who's nursing, then your child's needs are such. But a few things. One, your body itself helps you. I have noticed that I find it a lot easier to fall back asleep. I've also created an atmosphere where if I'm having difficulty sleeping, so tips like yoga nidra. Yoga nidra really helps me to fall asleep faster. Relaxation exercises late in the evening, just gentle stretches so that I can calm down. Phones strictly have not been a part of our room because they really can. The sleep is difficult. You're not going to get 6-7 hours of straight sleep. It's the need of the hour, right? And your baby needs it. You can't compromise on that. So then you create an ecosystem where you can make the best of whatever your situation is. So these are the few things that have helped me.
Okay. I love yoga nidra.
Yeah,
and I think once you do it for a while, you realize the traumas, everything is releasing, right?
So for pregnancy, we don't do the 8th step. We only do the 4th step so that you're getting enough rest.
But yoga nidra in principle is a technique they can explore.
They can explore, and it will really if you like on the nights I've had a very difficult night, I find time in the day.
Yeah.
And also it's quick, right?
Yeah.
See, babies need you, especially in the first year. Their demands are very high and their demands are only with the mother. So there's not much you can do. So just a 30-minute yoga nidra helps me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Also, keep yourself hydrated, very important.
Yeah, these are really helpful. The basic, but then I love the yoga nidra.
Yeah. You know, I actually forgot. I'm a yoga trainer. I teach postpartum mothers, and I remember I was just venting to a friend saying, I'm so exhausted. Like, hey, why don't you just do yoga nidra? And I was like,
why did it come, right? Yeah.
Like, we don't think of it.
Yeah, because it's a lot. It's the new child in the world, and you yourself are going through so much change.
Yeah.
What about breastfeeding?
What about it? It's the best thing ever.
So are there challenges that women might have? That they are
actually breastfeeding, while it's one of the most natural and normal things, and one fortunately for me, my experience was not too hard.
Yeah.
But it can be extremely hard, challenging. So preparation for this also there is support out there. Like, what happens is there are good lactation consultants who can help you to make this journey easy. Don't give up too easily is my recommendation. Also, if you are struggling, see, there are two extremes. If it's hard, some women give up, and some women, even if it's hard, they're suffering because they know it's the best for their child. Right? Both is not required. There is help. You can get help. Not meant to be very difficult. In the beginning, it's challenging.
But has it become like, do you see the trend in the last 5 odd years that more and more women are having breastfeeding challenges? Or has it always been like this?
See, breastfeeding depends a lot on the baby.
Yeah.
Whether the latch is good, does the mother have the right supply? So I think it probably was there. Again, not spoken about. Now, because of the rise in C-section rate,
Okay.
yeah, there's a connection, right? Sometimes when you have a C-section, breast milk initiation doesn't start.
Okay. So that
So
could
it
be
can-
aggravating.
Yeah, so that makes it harder for the mother when you can't feed your child. Sometimes when the babies are fed formula, it can lead to nipple confusion. So all of this can be challenging. So usually when there are too many medical interventions in labor, all of these things, these challenges can follow. But again, it's possible to correct them.
Yeah.
Support is there.
Wow, that's a lot of amazing things, right? So I want to sort of come towards, the last part of our conversation, right? Which has been really, really helpful. And I'm sure the listeners also know where to start. If not anything else, they know where to start, some misconceptions that they can take away. I want to go back to the birth wisdom, right? Are there things about postpartum that's there in our tradition that we should know about? And, it'll just really help. And anything that comes to your mind, right, that we have not discussed.
One of the biggest wisdom that East has is providing support to mothers in this crucial 45-day period. In any part of India, if you pick it up from our culture, whether it's in the north or the south, first 45 days, women are supported and they are given special food and they're allowed to rest and the only focus is the baby. I think that 45-day wisdom that we have, let's not lose it. It is gold. It is beyond gold. Yeah. Let's not lose it. In fact, the East is now, the West is now trying to pick it up. Yeah. It's trying to pick it up, and let's not lose it. Let's create a society where women support women. Yeah. And see, these jobs were done for women by women only.
Yeah.
Very their mothers or their sisters or their friends. So we can do it for each other, and let's not lose it.
Yeah, that's so nice because it's more isolating these days. You also you want to set boundaries where people don't interfere, your families don't interfere. But there is a sense of balance that we also need to bring into the picture.
The interference, so, like when we go to meet our postpartum friends, as a rule, we don't want to eat there. Because if we sit to eat there, we are creating a problem for them to cook for us.
Yeah,
right? Instead, why don't you go and check how can I help you?
Small things like that, right?
Yeah. In our household for 45 days, any guests who come to us, they don't even drink water in our house because they think it's pap. I don't think it's pap, but I think it's rooted behind great knowledge and science that, hey, for 45 days, let's not trouble this household because they're doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
So even if I come to see the baby, I will not touch the baby because baby is not yet vaccinated.
Yeah.
See the baby from far.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I love these things, right?
But the main problem is it's not been explained in a way that we understand it in today's context.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Yeah.
That's my life.
Yeah. No, that's wonderful. All the work that you're doing is really, really helpful because people otherwise don't have time.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, we have very fast lives. And whether you're in a job or you're doing something on your own, you don't have time. So what I've realized is if I don't have that teacher or anyone, you need a lot of self-motivation. You can do it. It's not impossible, but there's no harm in seeking that help, right?
Yeah.
So I want to get, to the last question, which is, I think, a very, very important aspect of the entire experience and journey of giving birth is the role of your partner, right? And it's so nice, Shruti. These days, I think men or your partners are actually participating a lot more.
Absolutely.
And I think it was never anything different historically. We had defined roles which made sense in a certain home, right? It ran the home very effectively. In between, something went wrong in society.
Yeah.
And today, we're revisiting and reawakening it. So what are your views? How did that help you?
I actually fully agree with you, Mohana. I remember my mother once telling me that, today very nice that your husbands can really be there to help you.
Yeah.
I feel like as partners, preparation should not be only buying clothes for the baby. That's just a very small. I keep telling my father to be that hospital bag is important, but it's a very small part. Do it, but don't only focus on that. A big part of preparation is understanding pregnancy and postpartum. If you understand it, you'll be able to support the women a lot better.
Yeah.
This becomes a lot more important in postpartum because the birth is like a cocktail of hormones.
Yeah.
And postpartum, there's a drop. So the woman is in a very, very sensitive place. Yeah. And yeah, I keep telling everybody at home that we all need to have a place where we are allowed to be ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And be that space for your partner. And the extra help, whatever little help you can offer to make their life easy, of course, do it. But for you to do it, you need to know it. Right? So preparation is not only for the mothers, it's for the fathers as well. It's very, very
important. Particularly, it's so easy, right? That you always are told that you're hormonal, etc. But there is a lot of resilience the man also has to sort of participate through, because if my mood changes, it's directly affecting my
partner's for the husband
mood
as well,
right?
So absolutely, it is. In fact, postpartum is for the partner as well.
Yeah.
So when they prepare, they are also able to do better in the whole setup.
Yeah. So I hope everybody really finds value in this beautiful conversation that we've had, Shruti.
I hope.
Is there anything that I haven't asked you that I should be asking?
No, I think we've covered it all. I'm very happy. I really hope it reaches the audience the way it's meant to.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So it's been great having you here. Thank you for sharing all your views and a beautiful journey, which is unique for you. You look fabulous. I would have, like your friends, I would have probably never guessed that you had a baby recently, but we should make that a new normal, right?
The new normal, right? Yeah. Nature did not intend for us to get pregnant and become something.
Yeah.
If you actually do it right, bodies do bounce back.
Yeah.
Female bodies are designed to do this. I did not do anything differently. I just listened to my body.
So on that note, which is so beautiful, listen to your body. It's always anyways telling you a lot of things.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Shruti. I've had a wonderful time.
Same here. Thank you so much for having me here.